Departmental silos in many utilities arise from a bit of a process obsession. And really planning work is actually a really interesting example to use, because the reality is that when you're talking about a lot of field work, some of the jobs are very simple and can be planned very quickly and shouldn't go through very many handoffs at all. But there's other jobs, other field work that needs to be done where the job is more complex and more people need to be brought into the loop to figure out how to actually do the work correctly. So the planning is just more complex. And there is a challenge in configuring your business processes so they can both handle the complex end of the planning spectrum, but also the simple end. Because if you force every simple work order to go through a complex process, it has to go through all these different handoffs. And every time it goes through a handoff, it goes into a queue, goes into somebody's inbox and waits for them to look at it. And if they can't really add anything to the planning effort, then it's a waste of time. So the challenge is to configure your organizations to enable the quick, easy planning and scheduling work to flow through rapidly with less handoffs. But where you need to venture out and to get more input from different parties, then that needs to be dealt with on a case-by-case basis without imposing it on everybody else. In order to be adaptable, you actually have to build adaptability into your systems. So that means that your schedulers can't be overly rigid. So when you're in a fluid environment, you have to know that some jobs are going to run longer than planned, some will be done quicker than planned. And the role of your scheduler is not to sort of lock in the schedule. The role of the scheduler is to be aware of the changing situation and being able to make a change as circumstances require it. You know, an easy analogy is it's the difference between building on the ocean and building a fixed dock versus a floating dock. You know, a floating dock can move with the tides. A fixed dock can be a problem if you tie up a boat to a fixed dock and the tide comes in. You don't adapt, you have a problem.